Shalom, La Bachayar, Yam Shal Yashala. Of course, peace be to the elect of the nation of Israel, which the elect of the nation of Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners who've been scattered across the various countries throughout the world. Of course, us primarily being in Babylon, of course, through the isles and the countries too. Alright. Whether you look like an Israelite or not, of course, it's determined through the Kodash that you are. And of course, it's determined by the Spirit, and of course, through the lineage of the fathers, which the Israelites go back to the 12 tribes of Jacob, which that, of course, is Israel, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, the Americans, and you Israelite foreigners. To you, I say Shalom. Of course, those that are going to be delivered from this coming destruction, which is the World War III, and to be delivered out of this captivity which we're in. To you say Shalom, and of course, all praises to our power, Yahweh, which means He is, He exists. That's the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and His only begotten Son. Name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which means He the Deliverer. By Hashem, in the name of Chad, meaning Spirit Kodash is holy, which are in the Paleo Hebrew, and the Lashman Kodash. Of course, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shein Kabbalah Shalayachim Nawa was a Quanium Nawa Shalayasha Allah. Godwala Rakab by Ith, which I said double honors. Alright, Shinya meaning double, Kabad is honor, lies two. Shalayachim Nawa is our apostles, was a Quanium Nawa is our elders of Israel, Shal Yasha'Allah, which are a great millstone, Godwala Rakab by Ith in these times. Of course, Shalom V'Chasad, peace and mercy, La Shalayachim Nawa, or Shalayachim, alright, actually, Sakia, I keep messing it up. Of course, peace and mercy to our apostles, but also to the whole of the election, Bachayar Yom, which we all, of course, pray to be a part of that election, the chosen to be redeemed and merciful and to be not destroyed in World War III due to the nuclear fire and the fire that's going to come from the chariots, which Yahweh Shai is coming in what they call a so-called UFO or aerial phenomenon. Okay, so we see in this wee article in Slakia, Shemiah Mafa, my name is Amafa, from the Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp, located here in city of Philadelphia, coming in with a wee lesson, my Lamadium, a little lesson teaching the of truth, Holy Spirit of truth. So I have, it says Pentagon to press NATO allies to sanction Turkey over Syrian op, lay blame on Erdogan for potential ISIS resurgence. And we know, of course, that the U.S. had pulled out troops from, I believe that would be out of Syria, if I'm not mistaken, which they have the Kurds are there, and you have Turkey, which are now attacking and fighting these Kurds and such, in which you go into it, the Kurds, of course, fight, and what I believe that's ISIS and such, so-called ISIS, which is another setup thing. Okay, just so that you know, it's this operation set up by, of course, the Edomites. They set up and have control oppositions and infiltrate these various countries. They, of course, use various sly, clever tactics to cover up what they're actually doing, which they want to, of course, destroy economies, take over worlds, take resources. Okay, so you have it here. Fully prepared to destroy economy. Trump to sanction Turkish officials. Raise steel tariffs to stop 100 billion trade deal. And it's ridiculous because Turkey is actually a part of NATO, which is that's going into the what's that? I'll get it mixed up sometime. National. Let me see. All right. Let me get that again. Treaty Organization. Let me get that again. So I got a wee burnt flesh being weak on me. Let's see. NATO acronym. Okay. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Slovakia. So I got it. Okay, which the main purpose of NATO, when you go into it, they were created in opposition to Russia, which is a nuclear power. Okay, back in the Soviet Union. Okay, this main person was to defend each other from possibility of communist Soviet Union from taking control of their nation. Okay, which the Edomites, all right, of Gog and Magog, which is speaking about Russia. All right, they're Edomites too. All right, and these European countries which make up NATO, they're Edomite governments and such. Okay, and they go back when you go into the scriptures. And Lord willing, I can just make this really quick. You go into Book of Revelation, or Slocky, let me go pull it up on blue letter. The Revelation chapter 13, and I think 14. Let me see. Revelation chapter 13. And actually 17, actually, Slovakia. Okay, so you have it here where it says Revelation 13 and 1. It said, and I'm just skipping around and such. It says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his heads were 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name blasphemy. Okay, so this is the beast. Okay, here, which when you go into it today, I'm gonna just skip down and pick choice things, which we have, of course, the beast illustration, which I don't know if I have it actually queued up, but Lord willing, I'll pull it up. I'm gonna go here. I'm just skipping around, so slack it. You have it here. This is Revelation chapter 17. And I'll start at, let's see where I'm going to start at. Alright, so I'm going to go here. Revelation 17 and 12. And it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. Which this is talking about. The 10 horns is going into the EU. Okay, European Union. Okay. Which you have, of course, the ancient European nations there brought together now with, of course, the EU, with the Treaty of Rome that signed, and they came back, and now you have it where it's 28 member states, and you have it where the Great Britain want to withdraw out of the EU and such, and you have it there turning against themselves. Okay, where we're gonna read on, it says here, are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. All right, the beast being NATO and the EU. Now it says, and these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Okay, you have it, of course, through the whole NATO and the EU, which you have it, of course, the whore, which is America, that rides upon the scarlet colored beast. All right, America leads all of it. Okay, they're, of course, the Babylon being the hammer of the earth. Okay, and they have that hegemon, that military predominance, the major influence, okay, politically, okay, in which they get all of their all of the benefits with this beast system, or really I'm talking about economically, is out there in Europe and such, okay, with these different EU nations and such, okay, which help support it, but you have it where now these, of course, you have it where the beast, all right, NATO and EU, you have certain members of the beast, all right, part of NATO, are actually being the whore that is America is actually going against, all right, some of its actual allies, okay, which they're supposed to have the same mind, all right, be all within agreement, okay. And that's what it's going to refill. This is what's going to end up bringing forth the fulfillment of this Revelation 17 and 16, which we'll get to. All right. I'm just jumping around and doing the spirit. So, slacky if I'm a bit all over the place. So, we're going to click one of these articles and read, which I believe I have it one on here at Zero Hedge, which it says here. It says Trump to authorize sanctions against Turkish officials, reintroduce steel tariffs, halt 100 billion or BN trade deal. Okay, it says just as he promised earlier, which I believe he had promised to literally obliterate their economy. Let me see what that said. They don't have it actually the page, but that's quoted, roughly paraphrasing what he said. He said that he'll fully to destroy Turkey's economy. All right, it says just as he promised earlier, President Trump, this is an Edomite from the wicked nation, which is Edom, Esau, Edom, and the White House are following through with sanctions, which you go into sanctions are the various taxes and such. Okay, we'll go into sanctions just so we can get a better definition. There's of course this. It says threaten penalty for disobeying the law and rule. Okay, and of course you have it, the whore, which is America, Babylon the Great. Now they of course dictate all the rules, okay, and of course you don't follow the rules, okay, or whatever they say, whatever their policy, what they of course go for, even though they break their own rules and set them, they will of course give you the penalties such as sanctions, which these different penalties do hurt economies, their ability to trade with other nations. All right, they of course set various restrictions upon you, okay, and ultimately it leads you to be impoverished, and it says here against top of Turkish officials following the Turkish military offensive against the Kurds of northeast Syria. It says in a tweet sent just minutes before the close, Trump published a statement outlining his plans for the sanctions, saying he would soon issue an executive order targeting current and senior Turkish government officials and anyone found to have a hand in Turkey's destabilization actions. And you have it where a lot of the different European nations, they have been beginning to actually use different payment systems to get around the sanctions which are placed upon them, okay, which you have here Europe circumvent U.S. sanctions on Iran. This is just one little article which I was going to go into in another lesson, but it says here, it says Europe has found a way circumventing U.S. sanctions on Iran. This is particularly about Iran. But it says the government of France, Germany, and United Kingdom had developed a special purpose vehicle, SPV, to enable European business to maintain non-dollar, because we know that the petrodollar, okay, is due to, of course, the dollar being the U.S. dollar being the world's reserve currency. Though, of course, the money issued by the central bank, by the Fed, is actual private entity, all right, outside of the United States. But you have it where, it's not backed by any thing of actual worth. It's just paper, fiat currency, okay? Isn't it backed by gold or silver, which is true wealth and money? Okay, it's backed really, as we go into, as the elder brought out too, by shaman or oil. Okay, yeah, of course, have to be current. These different various countries have to, of course, use their actual currencies, which they're issued by various central banks. Some of them don't have central banks. Some countries, but you have it. They'll of course take their currencies and then they have to convert it into, of course, the U.S. dollar, and of course, to get what they need. Okay. Now, that's dealing with trade, but it says here that non-dollar trade with the Iran without breaking U.S. sanctions. That this particular special purpose vehicle known as Insectex, all right, Insects, is now up and running. So you have different governments. Okay, they're using this payment system. Okay, which circumvents, all right, goes around, all right, the actual sanctions. Okay, which obviously that's going to anger Babylon and such, because mostly they want you to listen and obey what they say. Okay. Now that's just the article speaking about that, just so that you know. Now, and you have it like a lot of the different countries. Like I said, they're now using the dollar, so that's gonna affect. Okay, the global economies and such. Okay, ultimately crashing this dollar because it's losing its value more and more and more every day. All right, the petrodollar we're speaking about. All right. So, let's go back to that article off the Zero Hedge. So, Saki, give me one moment. I'm gonna close this window so you don't have to hear this noise in the background. All right, back. So it reads on. It says the stabilization actions and. All right, so that's just something. Let me see. I'm gonna read this again. All right, so it says found that they had a hand in Turkey's destabilization action in northeast Syria. So this may actually, this particular probably is actually talking about, with Turkey now going and doing different various attacks on the Kurds and such. All right, that's gonna bring destabilization in Syria. Let me see. I'm gonna read on, but Slovakia. Let me see. It says, which has kicked up a storm in the Fury Congress among NatSec hawks on both sides on the aisles. It says Trump reiterated that he's fully prepared to destroy Turkish economy. It says Turkish leaders continue down this dangerous and destructive path. He also vowed to reintroduce steel tariffs, which will increase back up to 50%, immediately halt the negotiations on $100 billion trade deal. Okay, and they issued something here. Statement regarding Turkey. All right, statement of Donald Trump regarding Turkey's actions. He said he'll be issuing that soon. Executive order. This is a threat. The imposition of sanctions against current or former officials of government of Turkey and any person contributing to Turkey's destabilization actions in northeast Syria. Likewise, the steel tariffs will be increased back to 50%, and the level prior to reduction in May. The United States will immediately stop negotiations being led by the Department of Commerce with respect to the $100 billion trade deal with Turkey. All right, you can read that on your own. Okay, which they actually have it copied there, so that's just something so that you can see. There's a lot going on, in geopolitics over there Also, just in the Middle East, okay, which is going to be the Valley of Decision. That is the Valley of Decision where the Lord's going to judge all these other nations. Okay, lead that northern army, which is America, all right, into a land desolate. Okay, you have it where, I mean, it has different reports. I believe there's some reports that Trump was actually, he regretted pulling out troops or something out there. But I'll have to go into finding that information. Things are so hot that you just got to be on it. Because just so much going on. So, I'm going to bring out some more scriptures. Just want to hit this. Because this is biblical prophecy being mustered up. The Lord is mustering the host to the battle, and the other nations going to turn on, these NATO, all right, these say like this nation being Turkey, which is a part of NATO, is going to end up hitting this, destroying the whore, all right, shooting missiles at America, Babylon the Great, all right, and vice versa is going to occur. This is the different things that's going to happen to make that happen, all right, make that be a reality. Okay, so this is going to be the book of Ezekiel. We're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 38. And these precepts is just popping right now as the prophecies are speaking. They ain't lying. They ain't tearing, really. Alright, so it says here, Ezekiel 38. Okay, it says here, 38, and I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go here. That Ezekiel 38 and start at top 38:1. All right, Chazak Allah or Ezekiel 38:1. The word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, which is in the land of Magog. That's talking about Russia. The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, so the Lord, of course, you have it where the Lord is, he's turning back Russia into that old Soviet spirit, okay, USSR spirit, okay. Now reading on, it says, Persia and Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, which of course they're being equipped, all right, Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, okay. You have Persia, defo, you have these different nations being equipped with different missile defense and such, okay, systems, and of course, going on, it says Gomer and all his bands, all right, which I believe you can, Gomer deals with, I believe you could go with Turkey, all right, Europe, Turkey, I believe, when you go into it. It says, in all his bands, in the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. All right, so it says, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou guard unto them, which Russia is going to be a guard unto these nations which are listed, okay, as their allies, okay, which they're going to be against what? America. All right, now you have it where actual Turkey, is a part of NATO, but they want to break from this. They have considerations to break from the actual membership, their NATO membership. Okay, which you can, let me see, I can see this Turkey. See if different articles can come up. With Turkey invasion in Syria, concerns mount over nukes. Let me see something. Trump downplays U.S. alliance with Syrian Kurds, saying they didn't help us with the Second World War. Okay. It says, why is Turkey in NATO anyway? I believe that Turkey had defo said they wanted to leave NATO, but you can find that information on his own. At this time, a bit pressed for time, and I just want to make this short. But yeah, let me see what this even says. Slakia. Just going to the spirit. Yeah, Turkey. This is right here. Putin's plan to weaken NATO is working. Turkey's purchase of the Russian S-400 air defense system has presented NATO with an existential problem. Turkey appears to want to enjoy all the benefits of NATO membership in the Western security bloc, including the latest military technology, prestige, and protection from the outside aggression, without living up to the responsibility of the membership, such as presenting a united front against Russia. So that's what NATO is all about, being against Russia. But they're actually buying these various. You have this S-400, that Russian air defense system. Okay, they have it. So, if you have it, they're dealing with Russia. Russia is not no ally of America. Russia actually is being turned, all right, back to that old spirit to destroy America. That's why, of course, they been you have it where, because of the U.S. pulling out of the INF treaty, the Intermediate Nuclear Force Treaty, all right, for the intermediate ground fire missiles and such. All right, you have it where is sparked a arm race, okay, and this is going to fulfill precepts of Revelations 20, I believe. Okay, there's other scriptures too. It says in short, President, and I'll get the precept too. It says in short, President Erdogan seems to want his cake and eat it too. In doing it, he's playing directly into the hands of President Putin. Okay, over the past decade, President Erdogan has altered Turkey's political geography, undoing the Western-facing secular republic created by Kemal Atatürk nearly a century ago. All right, now, you could go into this information on your own, but that's pretty much what I wanted right there. There's also something else too. I believe Ak had mentioned something about these different jets, but I gotta go and look into it. Yeah, I'm basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look into it myself. Get myself fed, and then come back with it. So all this is all working. This is all biblical prophecy, though. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna go down. Yeah, just to go into it. It says in Ezekiel chapter 38 and when it speaks about them thinking an evil thought, in 10, It says, "Thus said the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think, all right, an evil thought, all right, which they're gonna want to destroy America." Okay, all these nations too, like you say, you have these other EU nations. All right, they're gonna turn too. Okay, which that has here, which we're seeing it happening, being brought to that head where it's going to happen very soon. The nuclear war, which is World War III, which is prophesied in the Bible. Revelation chapter 17 and 16 says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, okay, shall hate the whore." All right, so you have, of course, the 10 horns, all right, which you go into the EU and such, which thou sawest upon the beast, all right, the beast being NATO, all right, shall hate the whore America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's going to happen. Fire with a destroying wind and nuclear fire. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Okay, you have it on NATO allies that's going to destroy America. Okay, because of all of these different rules, these sanctions they put on them. Okay, all of the different wickedness they're doing in the earth, the hypocrisy. It says, "For the Most High had put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree to give their kingdom unto the beast until the word of the Most High shall be fulfilled." And the Lord set, all right, up these different various kings, all right. He set up these different governments and such, all right, and they will do what exactly he says to do, all right. You know, they of course have gave up their kingdom, all right, unto the beast, okay. And of course, since America is that whore, and they're gonna be angry and they're gonna destroy it. Okay, simple as that. Ultimately, the Lord gonna bring down all these nations and bring us up. We gonna rule Iwalam. Okay, so this is Revelation 20, and this just going through the spirit further. You know, I ain't really have this whole lesson composed. I just went in the spirit. Yeah, it says here. It says Revelation 20 and 7 says, "And when those 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison." Right, which we have, of course, the Edomites, of course, they of course came. When you go into this, Slakia, if I'm losing my train of thought, you have it where they are coming. They're back with the Renaissance period. Okay. They of course fell. You know, Rome, old Rome, 2,000 years ago fell, and then of course you had the reemergence of them. Okay, come, because we ruled for 1,000 years, and then now with the Renaissance they're back. You know, the Borgia families and such. Okay, they took over and such, going to that rebirth, the Renaissance. All right, that deadly wound that was healed. They're back now. All right, they're ruling for a little season when you go into it. Okay, right here. You read Revelation 20 and 3. Okay, that loose must be loose for a little season. That's what this is really talking about, Slakia. You see, I'm bouncing around too much. Shall reign 1,000 years, 1,000 years expired. Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them. Yeah, this is on point. It says, "And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them." And it's Russia, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is the sand of the sea. All right. So, the Lord, He's going to bring forth this destruction. All right. It's crazy because, like I said, these people gonna get these Edomites gonna get destroyed by their own selves. Being that house divided amongst itself. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to cover a little bit of things. Slakia, I was all over the place, but I just going to the spirit. Hopefully, edify, call all you like Yahweh Shem Shabbat Kakadash, and double on shells and pastors of the Great Millstone rule well. Pentagon to press NATO allies to sanction Turkey. All right, you got the U.S. want to even press their own allies, which Turkey is one ally too, but they want the other allies, the other member of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that come even against place sanctions on Turkey over the Syrian lanes urging for potential war crimes and ICE resurgent. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom.